All right, that'll get everyone's attention. If you guys can all find your seats, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, just quickly a reminder, want to reiterate one of our rules, that we have a rule for prep time and speech time. We don't ask our opponent to change that. You need to set your timers to the time that is remaining. All right, let's move on to triple the value. We have some updates for you. So let's start with our change in schedule for this. So Resolution 1, which we announced this morning, that is going to run from October through the end of December. Starting January 1st, we will start Resolution 2. That'll go through March 9th. Resolution 3 will run from March 10th through NITOC. All right. One more thing. How many of you want to do some extra work this summer? So what we are going to do is we are going to announce the 2 remaining resolutions. You will not know which one is the second and the third, but you will know the second and you will know the next 2 resolutions for the spring and NITOC, so you can start prepping over the summer. So, without further ado, if my phone doesn't die, this is in no particular order. If the slide. There we go. So one of the resolutions that you will be debating is mandatory national service is justified. The other resolution that you will be debating this year is in U.S. law enforcement, accountability ought to be prioritized over effectiveness. We will announce which one is the winter resolution on December 1st. And by process of elimination, you will also know the NITOC one on December 1st. So that is our update to triple the value. All right. Now on to the important stuff. Team policy, upper bracket. In the round between Elliot Roberts and Anderson Lowe, in a 2-1 decision, Elliot Roberts. In the round between Leotold Zapf and Azer Lopez, in a 2-1 decision, Azer Lopez. In the round between Ren Stillman and Cha Pooley, in a 2-1 decision, Ren Stillman. In the round between Clark Krishnamurthy and Clayton Cole, in a 2-1 decision, Clayton Cole. In the round between Enos Hayes and Kubiak Shu, in a 2-1 decision, Kubiak Shu. In the round between Pfeiffer and Wang, in a 3-0 decision, Wang. In the round between Langley Snyder and Braun Congdon, in a 2-1 decision, Langley Snyder. In the round between Helmstetler and Jackson Keene, in a 2-1 decision, Jackson Keene. In the round between Lippard Liu and Jansen Snyder, in a 3-0 decision, Lippard Liu. In the round between Liu Vo and Cholet Hosmer, in a 2-1 decision, Cholet Hosmer. In the round between Wang Wu and Harney Liu, in a 3-0 decision, Wang Wu. In the round between Scott Tate and Altiste Geisler, in a 3-0 decision, Scott Tate. In the round between Maui Patera and Dixon Pate, in a 3-0 decision, Maui Patera. In the round between Graham and Cazares Ormond, in a 2-1 decision, Graham. In the round between Gibbons Troutner and Hawk Shaper, in a 2-1 decision, Hawk Shaper. In the round between Contreras Jones and Choi Parsons, in a 3-0 decision, Choi Parsons. That is your upper bracket. Moving on to the lower bracket for team policy. In the round between Yackle Smith and Miller Oliver, in a 3-0 decision, Yackle Smith. In the round between Fleury Said and Finan, in a 3-0 decision, Fleury Said. In the round between Burns Park and Alvarado McGarry, in a 2-1 decision, Barnes Park. In the round between Guile and Alva Vo, in a 2-1 decision, Guile. In the round between De La Cruz 6 and Anderson Oka, in a 2-1 decision, De La Cruz 6. In the round between Elliot McKay and Shade West, in a 2-1 decision, Elliot McKay. In the round between Colum Shetler and Reamer Sinclair, in a 3-0 decision, Colum Shetler. In the round between Grum Guntaka and Helton Patterson, in a 3-0 decision, Helton Patterson. In the round between Flynn and Carly Smith, in a 2-1 decision, Flynn. In the round between Brown Kendrick and Dixon Varner, in a 2-1 decision, Brown Kendrick. In the round between Vitvitska Close and Graham Keene, in a 3-0 decision, Vitvitska Close. In the round between Fuchs Siglieris and Heckinger Riddle, in a 3-0 decision, Fuchs Siglieris. In the round between Cottle Martin and Rutten Sherman, in a 3-0 decision, Cottle Martin. In the round between Pate Roach and Han Huang, in a 2-1 decision, Pate Roach. In the round between Khazrud and Desarmo Quilici, in a 2-1 decision, Khazrud. In the round between Calhoun Hall and Dixon Lynn, in a 2-1 decision, Dixon Lynn. That is your team policy breaks. Moving on to Lincoln Douglas upper bracket. In the round between Julian Lynn and Micah Magnus, in a 3-0 decision, Micah Magnus. In the round between Jake Nichols and Sela Mink, in a 2-1 decision, Sela Mink. In the round between Elizabeth Giles and Charles Sloniker, in a 3-0 decision, Charles Sloniker. In the round between Matthew Stevenson and Aubrey Silverthorne, in a 2-1 decision, Aubrey Silverthorne. In the round between Stephen Chang and Rachel Shipley, in a 2-1 decision, Rachel Shipley. In the round between Elliot DiMartino and Ethan Carter, in a 2-1 decision, Elliot DiMartino. In the round between Joseph Hugg and Joshua Marucci, in a 2-1 decision, Joshua Marucci. In the round between Mia Matthews and Isaiah Talon, in a 2-1 decision, Isaiah Talon. In the round between Madeline Hefner and Jane Alcazar, in a 2-1 decision, Madeline Hefner. In the round between Allison Ernst and Kyra Jones, in a 2-1 decision, Allison Ernst. In the round between Thorger Baker and Harry Wright, in a 2-1 decision, Thorger Baker. In the round between Madison Chilingarian and Vivian White, in a 2-1 decision, Madison Chilingarian. In the round between Joshua Thom and Catherine Ford, in a 3-0 decision, Catherine Ford. In the round between Hope Jones and Taylor Conkle, in a 2-1 decision, Hope Jones. In the round between Ivy Gilboy and Abigail Giles, in a 3-0 decision, Abigail Giles. In the round between Justice Hammer and Liliana Kurtz, in a 3-0 decision, Liliana Kurtz. Oh. Oh. Sorry, I mixed that up. Those last three were lower bracket.
And these are the upper bracket.
These are the upper. Okay. So let me get back to the upper. Sorry about that. Thank you, Tab, for helping me out. In the round between Isabel Gella and Michaela Baker in a 2-1 decision, Michaela Baker. In the round between McKenna Diaz and Ben Copeland in a 2-1 decision, Ben Copeland. In the round between Lily Wisterman and John Jensen in a 3-0 decision, John Jensen. So that is your upper bracket. All right, lower bracket, Lincoln Douglas. In the round between Madeline De La Cruz and Andrew Stevenson in a 2-1 decision, Andrew Stevenson. In the round between Ellie Moore and Wendy Yang in a 3-0 decision, Ellie Moore. In the round between Michael Ancrum and Allison Huntington in a 3-0 decision, Allison Huntington. In the round between Jonathan Faulkner and Kara Enos in a 3-0 decision, Kara Enos. In the round between Emmanuel Lejeune and Charles Wraith in a 2-1 decision, Emmanuel Lejeune. In the round between Matisse Tremoille and Julian Heiss in a 2-1 decision, Matisse Tremoille. In the round between Samuel Malden and Chloe Ross in a 2-1 decision, Chloe Ross. In the round between Nathan Richardson and Theodore Chesbrough, a 3-0 decision, Theodore Chesbrough. In the round between Anderson Benton and Joel Beecham in a 2-1 decision, Anderson Benton. In the round between Torin Brodegom and Elias Nielsen in a 2-1 decision, Elias Nielsen. In the round between Santiago Ramirez and Isam Gurdi in a 2-1 decision, Santiago Ramirez. In the round between Joshua Lee and Jonah Ulmer in a 3-0 decision, Joshua Lee. And in the round between Lunkin Halfpap and Emma Ford in a 2-1 decision, Emma Ford. And then we already did the last three in the lower bracket. So that is your Lincoln Douglas breaks. All right, moving on to parliamentary. In the round between Kubiak Shu and Magnus Priestner in a 2-1 decision, Magnus Priestner. In the round between Ebaid and Choi Parsons in a 3-0 decision, Choi Parsons. In the round between Dixon Pate and Nicholas Ormond in a 2-1 decision, Nicholas Ormond. In the round between Cole Flores and Wang Wu in a 2-1 decision, Wang Wu. In the round between Maui Patera and Stevenson in a 2-1 decision, Stevenson. In the round between Sloniker Thom and Azer Lopez in a 2-1 decision, Sloniker Thom. In the round between Dixhorn Eisenhower and Miller Wilsterman in a 2-1 decision, Dixhorn Eisenhower. In the round between Helton Jansen and Guile in a 2-1 decision, Guile. In the round between Graham Keane and Pate Varner in a 2-1 decision, Pate Varner. In the round between De La Cruz Dixon and McKinnon in a 2-1 decision, McKinnon. In the round between and Lebre in a 2-1 decision, Kirkman Malden. In the round between Langley Snyder and Saeed Wren in a 3-0 decision, Langley Snyder. In the round between Manly Reeder and Emmerich Udiger in a 2-1 decision, Manly Reeder. In the round between Baker Jensen and D'Olivia Zappazotti in a 2-1 decision, D'Olivia Zappazotti. In the round between Gobble Zilke and Helmstetler in a 3-0 decision, Helmstetler. And in the round between Shade West and Baker Hinton, in a 3-0 decision, Shade West. That is your parliamentary breaks. If there's any parents here, please go over to get ballots. Thank you.